Hello everyone, it's Lazarus here and that time is upon us again. Today I'm reviewing episode 4 of the new Peacemaker series. Now let's get into it. This episode is called Need I Say Door, a play on the phrase Need I Say More, and it's directed by Peter Sollett, a relatively unknown TV director. James Gunn mentioned he got Sollett's attention from the Netflix movie Metal Lords. The episode starts with a flashback of Chris with his dad and brother 35 years ago in the woods near his granddad's cabin. They're out hunting when they hear a noise. It turns out to be an alien. They unalive it by accident. This alien honestly looks a bit like Gollum, don't you think? Anyway, this is where we learn Chris's dad got his hands on the alien tech, specifically a metal suitcase key that accesses the quantum unfolding chamber. This key allows them to open doors into the multiverse anywhere on Earth, something we find out later. Chris even admits his dad wasn't smart enough to build Peacemaker's tech himself. On the Peacemaker podcast, James Gunn said he couldn't squeeze more of this storyline into season 2, but maybe next season. It's actually funny when Adebayo asks Chris about it and assumes Chris's dad was a genius. We cut to the Argus team heading to Chris's house. Classic James Gunn banter fills this scene with sarcastic jokes and playful digs all around. Judo Master and Economos talk about their past. Michael Rooker's character even mistakes Judo Master as Chinese and at one point calls Economos Hagrid from Harry Potter. Fury also calls Economos Ginger Cool and JC and refers to Eagly as a parrot this time. The running jokes in this season are pure gold. Economos tries to throw Fury under the bus with Bordeaux, but eventually they stop arguing. This gives him a little chance to secretly warn Chris that Argus is on the way. Back at Chris's house, he notices all the bullet holes from the night before. He scrambles to find Eagly, and as the agents close in, he gets a text from Economos. Chris then quickly grabs his alien tech and escapes out of the back with Eagly, just in time. Then we get an hilarious scene with Michael Rooker tasting Eagly's bird poop. It crunches as he bites into it, and he even describes it as being 4 days old. Disgusting, but too funny. Chris doesn't get far before Judo Master shows up, leading to a fight. As they are wrestling, Red Scent Wild lines up a shot on Eagly, but Economos takes him out just in time. Chris eventually rolls down a hill and lands directly onto Judo Master, squashing him, and he then escapes. Chris texts Adebayo for a pickup. At that moment, she's looking at her ad in the local magazine, which turns out later to be a total scam with hardly any subscribers. She arrives and they drive off. Chris explains everything about the alien tech. He says his dad was too afraid and too stupid to use it, so Chris tried it himself. He even spills the beans about visiting the other dimension. But when Adebayo asks about his variant in that world, Chris reveals he had to unalive his other self. Adebayo suggests his dad and brother probably would unalive him too when they find out. Meanwhile, Economos is stalling back at Chris's house, trying to slow down Argus from breaking into the chamber. It works just long enough for Chris to transfer the doorway into his granddad's cabin. We also learn only one doorway can be active at a time. Once one opens, the other one closes. Sasha then calls Rick Flag to report what has happened. Moving on, we cut to Harcourt, who's in another bar fight. Later at home, she gets a knock on the door and it's Rick Flag Sr. He tells her Amanda Waller has blackbooked her, but offers her a job with Argus in exchange for handing in Peacemaker. It's cool seeing Rick Flag refer to Harcourt as a kid, just like a father would his daughter, especially since she had a close relationship with his late son. Harcourt also reveals it was Waller's orders that forced Peacemaker to unalive Rick Flag Jr. Back at the cabin, Chris is reunited with Adrian, who brings the new door as requested. Chris sets up a meeting with Harcourt, but she tells Flag where they'll be, believing it's the right move. Towards the end of the episode, Red Scent Wild performs a spell that lets him track Eagly. He discovers the group's hideout in Settler Hills. At the same time, Flag and Argus set up an ambush for Chris. In the post-credits, we get an extended version of the poop-tasting gag with Red Scent Wild and Economos. Wild claims he can taste Wagyu beef, tikka masala and even beluga caviar from Eagly's droppings. Economos just groans, "Come on man, you really can't tell."
That eagle eats better than I do.
For final thoughts, I really enjoyed this episode. It gave us answers about how Chris's dad got the pocket dimension tech, delivered a fun chase sequence with Judo Master, and deepened the Rick Flag Harcourt dynamic. On top of that, the comedy was great. Those running jokes keep the show feeling sharp. Most importantly, the revenge arc with Rick Flag Sr. and the Peacemaker is really starting to heat up. I'm curious to see how far it goes, and I'm still wondering where exactly that alien came from. The music in this episode was average, with nothing really standing out, to be fair. Overall, director Peter Sollett did a solid job tying everything together. But what did you all think of episode 4? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Where do you think that alien might have come from? And do you think Peacemaker will be getting caught in the next episode? And as always, if you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you all in the next one.